Okay, we are live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're live on TikTok. I've got the whole thing set up, and we are talking improv comedy, everything improv comedy, but improv comedy benefits for children and why it is so beneficial for kids to learn about improv. The first thing that I want parents to understand is, what is improv comedy? So my husband is just cleaning the house now that I've decided to go live. But what is improv comedy? Improv is basically the ability to create something magical out of nothing, right? So there's no fancy scripts for kids to rely on. What they are taught to do is they are taught to find their creative center, and they are taught to follow their intuition, follow their gut, listen to their intuition. How to listen to their intuition, I think we as adults often lose that. We lose the ability to listen to our intuition and develop a strong one. So it's really beneficial in terms of kids discovering their creative potential and learning how to operate from that creative potential. So I've said this a few times on a few of the interviews that I've done, that the part of the brain that lights up when we improvise is the prefrontal cortex. And the part of the brain that goes cold is somewhere at the back here in the occipital lobe. And basically, the prefrontal cortex is responsible for creation. It's responsible for, it's the creative center. It's responsible, it's the part of the brain that lights up when we meditate, when we're in creative flow, when, whenever we're creating something, this part of the brain lights up. And the part of the brain that actually goes cold and switches off is somewhere over here. And it's the part of the brain that says, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, second guess myself, anxiety, self-sabotage. So what we are learning how to do in improv is to switch off that self-sabotage center in the brain. So if you have kids who are suffering from any sort of anxiety or depression, especially during this lockdown, this is the most fantastic tool to get kids to discover and operate from their creative genius and switch off the part of the brain that is worrying about uncertainty or worrying about the future. So that's improv comedy for kids in a nutshell. There are so many benefits in terms of quick thinking. Kids are taught to think at lightning speed and not to censor or filter themselves. And why is this important? It's important because they learn to go with their first idea. As I said, we're developing a strong sense of intuition when we are improvising, when we are improvising through play, through laughter. So kids are really able to operate from their creative center, allow the ideas to come in at lightning speed, and not to second guess or judge themselves, which is so great. Because improv is not done in isolation, it is a team sport, which means there's usually a bunch of kids improvising. Kids are really able to develop a strong sense of collaboration and support for each other, right? So kids are, when we're improvising, kids are operating in a space of agreement and a space of yes and saying things, yes to things. And what that does is that allows children to be open and receptive, right? So you want kids to become effective communicators and fantastic collaborators. Get them to do improv. I'm just going to check here if we have any comments and any questions. I did have comments and questions from people who have DM'd me. Hi guys, hi TikTok. So what we are talking about is we're talking about the many benefits of improv comedy, and another great benefit that kids are going to get is listening. I don't know how many parents have said, you don't listen, why aren't you listening? You know, and what improv does is it puts kids in a state where they are learning how to listen with their entire beings in order to move the scene along, in order to play the game, in order to do all of this. They need to actively listen and be present. And what this does is this allows kids to get rid of agendas. Okay, they're not operating in I wish this would happen. This is what's going to come next. I've thought about it. And then when it doesn't, they get disappointed by the failure. No, they are open and receptive. So they are agile. They're agile because they are listening. So what we basically are doing, which is why I'm going live on Facebook and Instagram, is we are having improv comedy classes for kids. So that is 8 to 12-year-olds. We're having it on a Wednesday and a Thursday. I have 2 spaces left in this improv class, and I would love to fill it. It would just be such a pity if kids aren't getting exposed to this. I mean, a wonderful thing that improv is also used for and is great for is improv is used to help kids with autism. You know, and it's just really helping children be in the present moment, trust their own ideas, not second guess themselves, switch off that self-sabotage center in the brain, and really learn how to function and effectively communicate and get rid of anxiety during a global pandemic. So I am live now, and I have 2 more spaces, and I want to fill those spaces on this live. So if you have kids between the ages of 8 and 12, and you would like your kids to get involved in improv comedy because you can see the many benefits and how amazing it is, I want you guys to DM me now. Get hold of me. It costs 125 Rand per session, which really isn't a lot of money. It's 8 sessions in a block, and siblings come for free, guys. Hello. It's a way to entertain all of your kids at once. So this is a no-brainer. Not only are your kids boosting their confidence and learning how to operate from their creative center and learning how to deal with anxiety during the global pandemic through fun, laughter, and play, but siblings are able to come for free. So I'm going to ask that if you are interested in having your kids partake in our improv comedy course that starts next week, Wednesday. We have 1 week, and I need to fill those 2 spaces. So please, I'm going to ask you, hi, Mick. Mick's joined me on TikTok. That's fun. I'm going to ask you to please get hold of me, DM me now, because those 2 places are going to go, guys. They're going to go. The sessions are really cheap. Siblings come for free, and it's just really so fun and so awesome. And how I explained in the beginning of this video is that improv comedy it's the stuff we see on Saturday Night Live. It's making up comedy on the spot. It's learning how to trust your creative center. And yeah, we're starting next week, Wednesday, and I've got 2 spaces left. So DM me, people, because they are going to be gone. I have decided to go live because I want to sell these 2 spaces, but also I've had loads of questions from moms and dads going, what is improv comedy and why is it vital that my kids are doing improv comedy. So we at Jittery Citizens, we do a lot of corporate training in improv comedy as well. And let me tell you, we play the exact same games, we do the exact same exercises with 5-year-olds that we do with 55-year-olds. And the wonderful thing about kids that are improvising is that they often don't have that filter or that approval of needing to look good in front of others. So they are already willing to be silly and play and laugh. And being silly and playing and laughing is the best way to learn. So if your kids are suffering from any sort of anxiety, I am going to ask or are going through any sort of, depression during this pandemic, I'm going to ask that you DM me now, because those two places, they're gone, people. So this broadcast is going to be live on TikTok just for now, but I will keep it up for a few days on Facebook and on YouTube. So moms and dads of anxious kids, get hold of me now. This is the best sort of therapy for not a therapy price. So yeah, if you are interested, DM me, guys, because yeah, let's help our kids. Let's help our kids get through this pandemic by learning how to be funny, by learning how to operate from their creative center. Improv is an absolute gift, and it's such a gift, and I'm so grateful that I get to teach it. And as I say, this is therapy for not therapy prices. So if you guys are keen, DM me now. I've already got people coming in on TikTok. I can see some DMs. I can see people who know me WhatsApping me. Okay, I've got some stuff on Facebook. DMs on Facebook. So I have 2 places left. 2 places left. Please contact me. I also will, if there are no spaces left, what I will be doing is I will put you on a waiting list, and if kids can't continue or whatever, we'll add you to the waiting list and we'll add more classes if there is demand. So improv, oh, I got a message. Improv comedy, yes, people, come on, we're getting in there. Improv comedy is the most fantastic tool. If you want your kids to learn how to deal with their emotions, become fantastic fantastic communicators, effective collaborators, you want to get rid of their self-sabotage, you want them to be super confident and creative, this is your way how. So I'm going to end this live. You guys are going to get a hold of me. You already have. I'm going to message back everybody who has gotten hold of me. And as I say, if there is no class on Wednesday, if there's no space on Wednesday's class, starts Wednesday 4 p.m. If there is no more space, I will put you on a waiting list, and we can add more classes if there's demand. So you guys have been amazing. If you have any questions regarding improv comedy for kids or the benefits of improv comedy for kids, join the conversation. Okay, guys, join the conversation. I am, as I say, I've gone live today. I may go live again before next week, Wednesday, before our class starts. Who knows? I will be keeping this up on Facebook and on YouTube for the next while. TikTok. I won't be keeping this anywhere. So you guys have been fantastic. If you do have any questions, please feel free to DM me. As I say, the spaces are exceptionally limited. I've already gotten TikTok messages. I've already gotten WhatsApps and Facebooks. So looks like we're going to sell out. You guys have been amazing. Let's change these kids' lives. Come on, guys. Let's do it. You guys have been amazing. Thank you and goodbye.